mystified and caught you out. Hi, YouTube.
Hello, YouTubers.
Right, ready?
Yep.
Hello, I'm Pavo.
And I'm Neil.
And welcome to That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
It's your weekly digest of Star Wars news, episode 69. So this one had better be sexy, Neil. There better be loads of, like...
Well, let's see if I can get you a little chubby.
Upside. I don't need to... I'm as chubby as I need to be.
Oh.
You don't need to get me any more chubby.
Right, are you ready then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's
Come
fire
on.
in. So we all love a Comic-Con, and it seems the... I thought you were going to say something. Well...
Go on
No?
then.
Oh, no. It felt like you were going to say something.
I was.
All right. So it all seems like we love a Comic-Con. It
Well-
seems Awesome Con in Washington, D.C. is set to be a blinder, having just announced that John Boyega will now be appearing on Saturday the 31st of March and Sunday the 1st of April. Now also appearing alongside Finn will be Jonas Suetomo. Is that right? Tamo?
Okay.
He's the new Chewie.
All right.
Yeah, it's the guy that plays Chewie now. And Jeremy Bullock.
All right.
You know him?
Yeah.
Boba Fett. Now also appearing, and this will be... say that again?
Go on.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Oh, right. Just got this little echo keep
I
coming
know,
over
sorry.
when I'm talking.
Yeah, it must be the microphones.
Will be the actual BB-8.
Not the actual one.
The actual BB-8
Well,
from
that
the
just
movies.
sounds crazy.
And his creators, Matt Denton and Josh Lee, will be there.
Josh Lee.
And they'll be doing seminars about the creation of BB-8 and other creatures. Now, in addition to all these great guests, there will also be a full exhibit of the actual movies' used props and costumes from The Last Jedi. Tickets are on sale now, and it seems like it's going to be a con to remember, they're saying. Would you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Next one.
Star Wars Forces of Destiny returns with all new episodes on the Disney YouTube channel and on March the 25th on their own Disney channel. The new episodes will include characters from The Last Jedi, and yes, the Porgs are in there. It also marks the return of Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. Daisy Ridley is back as well, voicing Rey. John Boyega as Finn, and there is also now Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Well done. Well, I'm not local. Who's Maz? And Kelly Marie Tran as Rose.
Okay, so they...
New series.
What are the stories... Got any idea about what the stories are? Or?
There's one... I know the one with Mark Hamill is Luke and Yoda training again.
Okay.
There's one with Rey and the Porgs. I think it's Rey and the Porgs, and I'm not too sure what the others are. I haven't found them yet, but I will have a look. So, were you a fan of the first series? Did you watch them all?
I watched most of them. Yeah,
I
they're
did,
all
didn't
right.
I?
Yeah.
Because they're only like 2 minutes long, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3 minutes long. But anyway, the new series will be dropping imminently. So I have seen the Yoda and Mark Hamill one, which is him running along trees being trained by Yoda, which is fine. It's
Okay.
a nice little bit. Star Wars The Last Jedi, the story of the sequel trilogy in a variety of unexpected directions when it landed, and according to both Daisy Ridley and Domhnall, how do you pronounce that
I don't know. Who are you trying to say?
Domhnall Gleeson.
That'll do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In various conversations with the Radio Times, say we should expect many more twists and turns to come in episode 9. Gleeson said how he was surprised and pleasantly surprised with that, with a number of comedic moments in The Last Jedi, and that while he doesn't know yet what JJ or he will be doing in episode 9, he is sure that JJ will shake things up again, just like Ryan did for episode 8. While Daisy said she was in the dark completely about episode 9, with a few months before filming is due to start, she said she hopes to know very soon. So, as we said, with the start of the shooting due to start, when was it? July, isn't it?
I think so.
It is said we are likely to see some casting news shortly before the release of the Solo movie.
Okay.
So, new cast members. So, I'm going to ask you, who would you like to see come back to this Star Wars movie? Which characters? What's it really? Who would you like to see? Who would you like to see come back that disappeared?
The Knights of Ren.
Well, I think we will see those.
There's no guarantee. Why do you think we will see them?
Well, what's the point of having a flashback of them and then not knowing anything about them?
But then why not mention? Why were they not mentioned at all in episode 8?
Maybe they weren't needed to, because it was only a flashback with Rey, really, wasn't it?
Right, but then that's going against the point you just made.
Well, who would you like to see come back? All right, well, okay, fair enough. But I think we will see them, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But is there any other characters?
In what context do you think we'll see them?
I think we'll actually see them. They won't be in flashback.
So do you think we'll see them now? Because you've got to remember that Kylo Ren is now the supreme leader.
Yeah, and that's why I think they'll be his, sidesmen or whatever you want to call them.
Bodyguards.
Maybe they has a council, and they're all part of the council.
Do you think?
Yeah. What about the character DJ, Benicio del Toro? Do you not reckon we'll see him again?
I don't. Why? He served his purpose. Unless they are going to go and seek revenge and kill him.
Mm.
But why would they do that? It seemed a bit of a waste of time to have that as part of the... They've got more stuff to worry about.
I'm just wondering.
Going around. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. What my feelings are for DJ.
Yeah. So apart from the Knights of Ren, who would you like to see come back?
Well, come back.
Or characters we haven't seen yet in this franchise that you know are still around?
Well, I think they need to do more with Maz.
Yeah.
I think she needs to come back and she needs to come and explain. Right, she needs to come and explain about the lightsaber.
Yeah.
I think there's things in episode 7 that were set up that obviously Rian Johnson either ignored or sort of retconned into getting rid of, that maybe JJ will try and then spin back round, like how Maz got hold of Luke's lightsaber.
Yeah.
Just things like that, maybe who is Snoke. I still think that there's more to do. I think that Rey's parents are important.
Yeah, I think something like that. Do you think Snoke will come back? Not come
so.
back, but do you think we'll find out more about him?
Possibly.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see Luke.
Yeah, I definitely think that will be a Force ghost. I think we'll see him with Yoda.
But I also think that we'll get a few answers. I think that Kylo Ren was just saying what he wanted to say to Rey to make her weak, so that she would join him, as opposed to what the actual truth was. He may well have seen that, in his visions or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that there's more to that. I don't think JJ wouldn't have set that up that way and not there be a payoff.
Mm.
I think, personally.
Yeah. What about Boba Fett?
No.
Come walking out.
I don't think so.
A few teeth marks on the side of his face or something. So, okay.
Right.
What was it? A Sarlacc pit, where he fell in there and escaped. There's big teeth in there. Did you not notice?
Okay.
No? You didn't notice?
Yeah.
You don't think he just went straight... They
he
swallowed him whole, did they?
He had his... Well, that's what they do. And then they digest you slowly over 1,000 years.
What's the point of having teeth then?
I just to grab them, I suppose. But he had his helmet on, didn't he?
Well, I'm sure there'll be some sort of marks. Right, the Empire Awards happened this weekend, and The Last Jedi took home 5 of its 9 nominations. It won Best Film, Best Director, Best Actress for Daisy Ridley, Best Visual Effects and Costumes. While there was also...
Who won Best Actor?
On the Empire Awards, it was... I'm not sure. I can have a look for you quickly if you bear with me. Who do you think? It wasn't Star Wars, was it?
Well, I thought you just said they won Best Actor.
Actress, I said.
Oh, right. So what was the other one? Best
Film?
Best
Film, Best Director, Best
right.
Actress.
Apologies. Right, I thought you said Best
Actor. Oh, no, you threw me. I thought you wanted to find...
I was going to say, it seemed weird that they... Yeah, okay.
Okay. So, also there to collect the Empire's Icon Award was Mark Hamill, who also 10 days ago received his Hollywood Walk of Fame star. I thought it was quite sweet. Did you see him go up and collect his award?
I did.
It was nice, wasn't it? So you can see that on YouTube if anybody wants to watch that. It's a nice little speech he got up and made. Anyway, while on the red carpet, Ram Bergman and Rian Johnson were asked about the trilogy announced by Lucasfilm, as all had gone very quiet. While they were very vague about the project, they did say that they have started work on it. So, on these upcoming projects, is there any directors you would like to see direct any of these movies? Because Because I thought of one.
Go on then.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit obvious, but I think he's got that vision.
Yeah, the thing with this is there always seems to be the same names. Ava DuVernay, who's did Wrinkle in Time, was always one. But I think, isn't she been... She's
ruled herself out,
but hasn't she been lined up for a DC movie, apparently?
All sorts. But I thought with the Star Wars one, she said no, didn't she? She wasn't interested.
But see, Jon Favreau was one that I'd like to see, but then he's got the TV series now, so that's a good thing. I don't know. I really don't know, because
there are up-and-coming directors that you... What about Edgar Wright?
That wouldn't work, I don't think. I watched Baby Driver again, and I didn't enjoy it as much the second time as I did the first time.
Right.
It's a bit more of a... You still got the Edgar Wright style in it, but not the same, if that makes sense. It's a very cool film, but it's played a lot like it's a very cool film. It's like... and you can tell his kind of dialogue, because that has a rhythm anyway, whether it's Baby Driver or not. I watched Snatch again over the weekend, and I actually really didn't like it. I've loved that film. I love Brad Pitt in it. I think he's great in it. But the more and more... Because I watched King Arthur.
Oh.
And that is awful.
It is as bad as they say.
That is one... I mean, that is Transformers bad.
Right.
Because it doesn't know what kind of movie it wants to be. It's... The action in it is just... It's like Transformers. You've got no idea what's going on.
Really?
1 minute it's slow motion. Next minute they sort of do that thing where it's a bit like 300. It's slow-mos. Then it speeds up and it makes no sense whatsoever. And I think that Guy Ritchie has just lost the plot. I just don't think he knows how to make. I think it may be the fact that he gets given loads of money and he doesn't know what to do with it.
He tries to spend it all.
Yeah, but the trouble is like when you watch Snatch, and probably the same for Lock, Stock, it's the way he writes.
Yeah.
And after a while, I suppose, when you've watched it a few times, or you've maybe become a little bit mature, if you want, you can just see how...
Childish.
It's child. It's like there's loads of times when it does the same kind of dialogue. When, you know, it's like, oh, so-and-so, how did you lose that? Well, he's not like he's a fucking set of car keys now, is he? That kind of thing is done like 5 or 6 times through the film. And it only struck me, I've seen that film loads of times, and it only struck me, I actually was watching it and thought, you know what, this isn't as good as I thought it was. I mean, obviously...
Now, you see, you're different to me. When I went to the cinema to see that, I didn't enjoy it at all.
Really?
Did not enjoy it. Whereas I quite enjoyed Lock, Stock.
Yeah,
it was alright. It was a nice debut. Do you know what I mean? I thought, it was nice. But I felt that Snatch had been given a bigger budget but not moved on.
But it's very Tarantino light, isn't it?
It wanted to be, yeah.
That's what he's going for. He's trying to do like a Cockney version of a Tarantino movie. I know this is going off Star Wars book, but it didn't frustrate me the same as like Transformers or King Arthur or Now You See Me or anything like that. I was just like thinking to myself, but then again, like I said, Brad Pitt steals every scene he's in, and he's really, really good. I really think he's fantastic in that. But the rest of it, I was so shocked, I think, because I remember thinking, that's my favourite Guy Ritchie film. And then I watched it and I thought, wow.
But he did well on Sherlock Holmes, didn't he?
Yeah, they were good, but I think...
They were good romps.
It was Robert Downey Jr.
Saved the day on that, yeah. Whereas you think like Revolver and those are just truly dreadful, aren't they?
They are.
Truly dreadful.
But there you go.
But so, no real director you'd like to see?
Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, after all that. No, he's too busy on Aladdin.
Can you imagine?
Michael Bay.
God, no, that'll be the other one.
You don't want him
involved,
do you?
God, no. Not people like that.
No. But that to me, Denis Villeneuve, or Dennis Villeneuve, however you want to say it, to me would be the obvious choice. I know he's out there doing Dune, isn't he? 2 movies. Yeah,
then you would definitely, if people are going to complain about the way that Rian Johnson has done The Last Jedi, then certain Star Wars fans are going to complain about the way that Denis Villeneuve makes films, because he makes movies that are unapologetically slow.
Yeah, but they need, if you think of Arrival, more than Blade Runner. That wouldn't work if it wasn't the length it was and the speed.
Yeah.
It works perfectly, doesn't it?
But again, that type of movie wouldn't work as a Star Wars movie.
But well, he does action though, doesn't he?
I'm not saying he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't do action.
If you think of Sicario,
yeah, but again, Sicario is. I suppose it depends on what kind of story they're going to tell. You know, I don't think they'd be any good for saga movies because they have to be a certain type of movie.
Yeah.
They have to be sort of like a popcorn movie.
Well, they have to be punchy, don't they? You
Yeah.
have to keep the flow going and a lot of action pieces. And
I mean, I don't know. I there isn't anybody that jumps off the page at me and saying they should be directing a Star Wars movie because I think potentially anybody could direct a Star Wars movie.
yeah, well,
Do you know what I mean? If they wanted to, I mean, nobody would have thought when Looper was made that Rian Johnson was going to make a good Star Wars movie, and he did make a good Star Wars.
yeah, I'm in agreement with that. Not many people would.
No.
Have you saying that? I was looking at the pre-orders on Amazon today, thinking, okay, I just want to confirm the date and maybe I might pre-order it and see if there's any specials, which there isn't. The comments in the review sections pretty much are all negative for it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's unreal what they're saying on there, and I'm just like, if I watched a different movie here,
I just think it's like we've said before on other things, is that it's fashionable to have a go at it, and that's not going to change.
no.
And let people have got their opinions.
As long as they got a sensible argument about it, just because Rian Johnson changed it and did the unexpected and things that we weren't any of us expecting, that's what the main reason why I think a lot of people didn't like it.
That's why people are having a go, because they were expecting to find out who Rey's parents were, find out who Snoke was. When you listen to his reasons for it, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
To me, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and to me.
You know, and there are certain deleted scenes that I think really,
We're about to go on to
really
this.
filled things out for me. That and I can understand why they can't have a 3-hour film.
No.
Look how bad that worked for like Batman v Superman and Justice League and things, having a really long film. But
Well, there we go. So April the 9th is when it's the Blu-ray is released in this country.
Yep.
So with that imminent release, we have a list of the deleted scenes.
Yep.
So I've got them up here because there's quite a few and I wanted to go in depth with them. So the alternate opening to start with.
Yeah.
This is the alternate opening to the film in which the story begins with Finn waking up in his healing tube and walking around the base.
You've not seen these?
Not all of them. I'm purposely I'll read about them, but I want to watch them all in the context.
This is the only problem of things like YouTube and now, because they've got pretty much all the deleted scenes. I've watched them all. So it's a very clever start. You know, with the way of the panning down, but they basically just pan down onto the shot that when you first see Finn in his little bubble thing.
And that's it, is it?
Then he goes off, but there are ships flying backwards and forwards and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so next up we got Paige's gun jams. So this was a casualty of the alternate opening scene being removed as it offered a different introduction to Rose's sister Paige Tico. It's incredibly brief. This scene. So that doesn't make a lot of difference. I have seen this one. Luke has a moment, they call it.
Yes.
This scene takes place shortly after Rey arrives at Luke's hideout and shows Luke going into his hut alone quietly to grieve about Han Solo's death.
That's a nice little bit of acting.
It is a lovely bit of acting.
Yeah.
I personally feel that one could have been left in. A bit like the one we'll talk about, that we talked about last week.
Yeah.
That was the other one. So, Poe, not much of a sewer.
Yeah. Just gives Finn his jacket back.
So the description of this on the official thing is, this is a connective tissue scene between Finn and Poe towards the beginning of the film, in which Poe gives Finn his jacket back and reveals that he sewed up the jacket himself.
Yeah.
Cue swooning from Poe, Finn and strippers. Shippers.
Strippers.
Didn't mean to say that at all. Shippers. So the next one's entitled, It's a Kind of Weird That You Recorded That.
Yes.
Do you know this one? So Finn is sad and looking at the locator beacon when BB-8 shows him a recorded video of Rey telling an unconscious Finn that she'll see him again. This scene was meant to sell Finn's decision to abandon ship and go find Rey.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one, is it?
It's all right. Well, that what you said is basically it.
Right. The caretaker sizes up Rey. Do you know this one?
Yeah.
This is just a short one. One
is,
of the caretakers gives Rey a dirty look.
This is basically when then they're going up the hill, and she says, "I don't think they like me," and Luke says, "Well, I can't imagine why."
Yeah.
So it's just basically a little tiny bit before that.
Right. So we got the caretaker village sequence. Seems quite a long one.
Right. See, now that one that's in the book.
Okay.
And it's quite it's almost like one of the lessons that Luke gives Rey.
Right.
Because it's nighttime, and you see these boats on the water.
Yeah.
Coming towards the caretaker's village. And Rey sort of says, "Well, who are they?" And Luke says, "Well, they are scavengers or something that come once a month and ravage the caretaker's village." And Rey says, "Well, we've got to go and help them." And Luke says, "Well, no, because if you go and attack them, they'll be back next month, even stronger in more numbers, and will do more damage." This, he said, "Would you like to know what would happen if the Jedi were here?" He said they would do nothing because they have to keep the balance. And Rey goes, "No, we have to go and help." So if you can remember one of the famous sort of, I think whether it was the behind the scenes video of Rey running with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
That's what this is. She's running with the lightsaber. She runs to the village. She smashes with the lightsaber, smashes the door down, runs in, and everybody's having a party. So they're basically.
That's what it says here. They're having a dance.
Yeah. So she's sort of there like this, looking all angry, and then one of the caretakers looks at her and sort of waves something. So she starts waving her lightsaber like it's a glow stick. And then Luke is sort of laughing, saying, "Well, I didn't think you'd run that fast and stuff." But she's saying, people, friends of yours and mine are dying. I was here to look for a legend or something, but I'm wrong. Which then changes Luke's whole look. It's sort of like, oh yeah, what am I doing? What am I doing? So it was a good scene in the context. I mean, like I say, it works better in the book than I think it would have done.
Have you not seen that scene then?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it now. Yeah, but in the book, it works better in the book, I think.
Yeah. Right. So extended Fathia chase. This is the very first original version of the Fathia chase sequence, which originally was much longer.
Yeah, which I mean, if anything, that needs to be shorter than longer.
Right. Yeah. Then we got the Mega Destroyer incursion, the extended version. So this is a deleted scene. This is the extended version of the sequence where Finn and Rose and DJ sneak onto the Mega Destroyer. They escape a Snoopy First Order commander, and only to find themselves locked in an elevator with Stormtrooper, one of whom recognises Finn.
Now this one, have you not? I take it you've not seen this one.
No.
This is the most interesting one out of the lot.
Okay.
Because the Stormtrooper that recognises Finn, because this is when Finn, Rose, and DJ are in their First Order officers' costumes, and they're sort of stood all upright and on guard, if you want it, not in attention or whatever, in this lift, and then about 5 or 6 Stormtroopers come in behind them. So they're all looking forward because they don't want to be. They just want to sort of blend in, if you like. Yeah. And this Stormtrooper behind Finn's shoulder sort of cocks a little bit of a look at Finn, and so Finn knows that it sort of feel it, and then the Stormtrooper goes, "FN 2187," and that's Tom Hardy.
Oh, that is.
Yeah, and he does it with the same accent that he had in like The Revenant. So it's a very FN 2187. Yeah, and he starts going, and he turns round and says, whatever it is. He says, I remember you in training or whatever, or something like that. And he's going. Finn goes, "Stormtrooper, don't do this." And so of course he thinks that it's going to be a big confrontation. And he sort of basically it's sort of like he goes, "I can't believe that a Stormtrooper has made it to captain," and then whacks him on the sort of goes woo-ha, smacks him on the ass.
Oh right.
So it's but then from what I've read as well, 2 of the other Stormtroopers are Prince Harry and Prince Will.
Okay. It's got on here. There we go. So yeah, Prince Harry and Prince William, and one of the First Order commander is played by the Witches, Ralph Ineson.
Yeah, that's before they get into the into the lift. Yeah.
Okay, Rose bites the hand that taunts her.
Yeah, that's with General Hux.
Okay.
That's quite a funny thing, but I don't think in the context. I think it was proper to come out because I don't think the context it worked in that scene because General Hux is played for comedy. But I don't think it really worked. I think that's why that may have come out.
The next one is what we talked about in depth last week, and this is Phasma squealed like a whoop hog.
Yeah, whoop hog, yeah.
Which makes me chuckle.
Yeah, that was a good
I don't understand why they changed that myself. No. Rose and Finn go to where they belong.
Yeah, that's a very short scene in the cockpit of the one of the ships.
Star Destroyer, isn't it? There we are. Rose and Finn have an extra beat after they escape the Star Destroyer. Rey and Chewie in the Falcon.
Yeah, that's a very short one again.
Yeah. Oh, it's on during the Battle of Crate.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So that's the list of deleted scenes. Now, the reason I haven't watched them is because I like to binge.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I mean, and it'd be interesting to watch them on the Blu-ray because they've all got a commentary.
Yeah.
From Rian Johnson, so you'll find the context of why they were taken out and stuff, which is always good.
And that's it for this week.
Well, there you go, episode 69.
Oh,
that's quite a long one. We've only hit half an hour.
Wow, blimey, that is a different one. So I saved those till last. So yeah, that's it really. So if anybody wants to comment, please do so below. You can press the like button if you want. It's up to you. You can subscribe if you want. It's up to you. Do definitely just subscribe on the iTunes.
Indeed, that's what we want you to. Come and subscribe and leave us a rating and review on the lovely Apple Podcasts. You know, come in, to the website, which is pancast.co.uk, at pancastpods if you want to follow us. That was very on Twitter and stuff like that. That's it for episode 69.
Absolutely.
Not quite as sexy as I thought it was going to be, considering it was 69.
Well, we did talk the juicy deleted scenes. Yeah. We talked about Rose biting Hux's hand.
Yeah, that's not really sexy, is it?
Wow.
But anyway, that's episode 69.
We'll see you all again next week.
And we'll see you all again next week for episode 70, which is not a sexy number at all. Oh. So thank you very much.
We'll see you soon.
May the force be with you all.
Ways. Actually, you're off next Wednesday, aren't you? Oh, it don't matter, does it?
We can do it Tuesday, can't we?
Have a look.
Oh, bye everyone.
Oh, bye everyone on Facebook.